Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the 2023 Canadian National Championships, elevated by Thought-Based Athletics. This is round one, back nine action. You know, if you haven't seen the front nine, go pause this and go back and check it out because we had a lot of action. There's a lot of wind on the course today, and
swirling.
We got Ben in the booth, and we got Casey who's on this card. So,
yes, sir. What's up?
Thank you to all the sponsors for coming out and supporting the National Championships, and obviously PGA Canada and patrons of Park Pro for sponsoring the coverage itself. So, we couldn't do it without your help.
We're out here at Dragon Hills.
Dragon Hills. Back nine is, I would say back nine and front nine are very similar.
As you can see here, Thomas on the card has the lead, -5. And then Max and Casey both at -4 and Austen -3. It's a pretty tight battle here, but as far as the big scoreboard goes, Kalen's kind of taking it away. But as we take a look at our player cards here for all of you guys.
Got the 4 highest rated players in the event. And you're all, Kalen is just running away from you guys. He's probably done by now.
He is done.
The last leaderboard check-in we had, he was through 17 and he birdied his previous 14 holes.
Hole 10, it's a par 3, 330 feet. This one's a water carry from the start, and it's I don't want to say it's a tunnely shot from the start, but you do have to get it over top the water the whole time. The bailout's on the left-hand side, obviously. So
yeah, this hole, exactly what Andre's saying, bailout on the left side. This hole is tough to park it.
Looks pretty like there's a stick there for fishing your disc out of the water.
Yeah. Pretty much everybody will be throwing something out with a backhand, or like me and Max will be doing, is throwing a hyzer over the trees and having it come back in on the basket.
How close are you guys trying to put this?
For the forehand, you're trying to park it.
Man, that is high.
Yeah.
Wow. What a shot.
you can see Max kind of having a up and down round there. He's got quite a few birdies, but pars and bogeys in the mix as well. As we look at Casey here, -4, and also kind of up and down. And I think that's just kind of the wind today is just making things a little more inconsistent.
Yeah, everybody's kind of having a up and down round. But me and Max there, keep rolling.
Wow, nice.
Good shots, get into the circle.
You threw that a lot lower than Max.
Yeah.
But still got it in pretty tight. I don't think I'd be messing with this one, honestly. The basket being so close, I feel like I'd be 60 feet out into the open.
So this is one of the weirdest things I've seen in disc golf. We'll talk about it after.
Yeah, I mean, I do believe we'll be able to highlight it, but, you look at Thomas's card there, started off -5, had a double bogey, and then kind of brought it back there.
Mm-hmm.
So we saw the OB graphic there for Thomas. So
so he threw it right into the water.
Wow.
And Austen, the little lower route.
There you go. He just said it there. That island is inbound. So you see Thomas here. He's got to cross it, and
what?
The funny thing is, the only way to get there is this little dinghy, and so this island is inbounds. He crossed through the inbounds, which means he has to take a shot here.
Yeah, from the island.
No way.
Yeah.
So he didn't come to rest on this island. He landed in the water.
He landed,
but his last point that he was inbounds was on that island.
The water. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
He was not happy about that dinghy either.
No.
I'll say it wasn't completely filled up with air, so.
No, it didn't look great.
Well, because there was about 100 people who went before us.
Yeah, exactly.
And de-aired the freaking dinghy.
Yeah.
So it reminds me of the little islands at Hillcrest there, where they have the little wooden bridges to get back and forth.
Yeah. So all of us just not cleaning up our putts there, me and Max, and Austen there was a little deeper than me and Max, but me and Max should have had those putts, even with the bit of swirling wind that's happening, and Thomas and Austen just cleaning up.
That's a scary hole.
It is. In the calm, it's fairly easy, but as soon as you get a little wind, it changes everything on that.
Was Thomas able to get his disc back?
I think he did. Yeah.
It looked like a Sexton Firebird or something.
Someone's gonna go in there and get Thomas.
Yeah.
as we take a look at Thomas's throw from the island. So yeah, just kind of a unique hole in that aspect of having that island there. And I know on the FPO side, it caused a lot of backups.
Yeah, there was a lot of drama there too.
And we do have FPO coverage coming out as well. So make sure you follow the channel, subscribe, and check that out. So hole 11, it's a par 4, 600-foot hole. This one's kind of funky. It's got a out of bounds on the right-hand side. It's and then you kind of throwing it into this hillside, and then the green here is a little bit higher up. So
yeah, it's pretty tight when you get up top here. You can get that rollaway or the bush, right? The bush on the right is super thick. But the drive, I think on this one, it might be the most, one of the most complicated drives on the course, because if you throw it too inside, you're going to be pinched on all the trees. And then if you throw it too deep, you're going to be pinched on the trees on the back. So there's only about a landing zone, about 35 feet, where you have to land to get a pretty clean shot up to the basket.
Well, and not only that, but you saw the green there. There's out of bounds in circle 1 as we watch Max just sneak in bounds there.
Yeah.
Kind of pinched off though.
Yeah. So that's what I was saying. If you throw it a little deeper, you're going to be pinched. But also, you're throwing over OB this whole time. You're throwing this hyzer shot.
So you have to get left.
You have to get left. Yeah. So yeah, all that marked is, so that's pretty much a perfect shot where I landed there.
Yeah, there's not a lot of space there.
No.
So Max is going to have like a tomahawk or something?
Yeah, something. There is a little bit of a back door.
This looks good.
Austin sawed this off, it looks like to me.
Oh,
yeah.
it's not. Just didn't throw it hard enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's obviously the other challenge is if you do kind of saw it off, you end up in those trees there.
Thomas did the same thing.
Yeah, you see Thomas do the same, and it's also a challenge from there because then you got to go up and over, and then, like I said, with the tight green, it's not an easy shot.
No.
I guess you're probably worried about getting too much on it and pulling it OB to the right and never coming inbounds.
Yeah.
So then it's easy to saw it off. Wow, that's a great shot.
Good shot by Austin there. Test your putt though. With the OB roll away down to that OB is very, very easy.
That forehand approach game, so important for scrambles. I think that's why on the Pro Tour we always see Rick near the top of the board on the scramble rate, because if you got a forehand scramble shot, you can pretty much step out of anything.
Yeah.
Tricky shot from Thomas.
Yeah. So Thomas pushed that too deep. I think he has something back there though.
Probably a steep uphill putt though.
Yeah, so you can't really see Max's line here, but he does have a backdoor line through the trees. And I think he does it pretty much perfectly. Yeah.
Wow, just ran out of speed at the perfect time.
Yeah.
That's a spot you commonly see people just not throw it hard enough, and then they'll get caught up
In the trees.
halfway there.
A little jumper for me, and I was lucky enough to cut through those trees too on the way up, those bushes.
So we can hear the wind here, but you look at the flag and there's nothing.
Yeah.
What a putt.
Yeah, good putt. Oh, so
That might be the best putt we've seen all around.
if you saw that too, Austin was inside the painted line, but most of the circles were off, so just don't worry about that.
I was gonna mention that too. So you saw it, and it looked like it was well inside the circle, but
Thomas with a good putt.
once you measure it out, that's why it's always smart to pace it out. You don't trust the circle line. So
Yeah.
It looked like he was outside the circle.
Yeah.
a couple of good birdies here. This hole was surprisingly playing as the second easiest hole. For as challenging as those shots look, it is easy to recover and get your birdie because it is a par 4.
It is true. Yeah.
There isn't the distance. 600 feet, par 4.
Exactly.
Yeah. And there's not much of a gap off the tee, so you should be able to get some distance.
Yeah.
I could see making a big mess of it, though. I
Yeah.
could see you getting a 7, if you take a few to get there.
Yeah, great putt by Austin.
That's a good
Really
looking
good
stroke.
Good pace.
I really like his step putt. It's one of the. This just looks so clean.
Yeah.
His energy in his hand, everything is like going right
The big hole.
on target.
Yeah, hole 12, par 5. I'd say this is one of the signature holes on this course. It's
Beautiful.
1,069 feet. So your first shot here is gonna land right where these geese are, kind of thing. Or sorry, not your first shot, but
Second shot.
second
Canadian
shot.
Air Force.
Yeah, exactly. Then you're trying to get across the pond. It's basically just get as much distance as you can until you can make that that shot across the pond.
Yeah. Yes, this shot here coming into the green's tough-ish. You can go long onto that green. A lot of people do because you're scared of the water. But yeah, we'll see Max here. What you really want to do is just throw something flat to hyzer, pushing over the water-ish, and then hyzering back just like Max is doing, because that road on the right side, or the left side, sorry, is OB. And Max is pretty much in a perfect spot there.
This hole looks like a mirror image. You know what hole I'm going to say? Hole 5 at USDGC.
Oh, yes.
I had a big slip
big
there.
slip.
Yeah. And I got really lucky here because it digs in before
Wow.
Right before the
OB.
Into the fat part of the fairway there. You're going to leave a lot of distance on your approach shot, though, being on that far left side.
Mm-hmm.
How old is Austen, do you know?
I think he's pretty young.
In his 20s, for
yeah,
sure?
he's 20s for sure. Yeah, young 20s.
Getting an unfortunate break there, right into the street.
Yeah, he pulled his quite a bit, and that's the
Yeah,
thing,
so
right?
just
It's like you're
standing up.
worried about that OB on the left, and then you pull it. Thomas
It's a good
could
swing
be
if it doesn't
dangerous.
skip.
We have that kind of left to right wind, so or right to left, and it was kind of, but it checked up nicely.
Yeah, a little upslope there in the fairway helps.
Yeah.
Kind of dull the skip.
Yeah, so Austin is, I've been in those trees the last time I was here for a tournament. It is probably one of the thickest places on the course in there.
I'm just going to come straight out.
And
Yeah,
as you
look,
can
he just
hear
stood
there,
up early out of his swing there.
Yeah, you can hear
Wanting
him.
to watch.
Just told him. But you saw,
Oh,
you
man.
can't get a swing inside those trees. It's so thick, those spruce trees.
Yeah, it's basically just get out and try to recover from there.
Yeah.
That's those Terry Miller trees.
This has got to sit down. Yeah, good shot.
Ooh, and the geese got to live.
You can see there how close you were to the out of bounds there, Casey.
Yeah. Yeah.
How far do you have in here?
So I'm not going to the basket. It's probably
Okay.
still 700 feet. But
Oh,
I'm just
wow.
trying to throw down the fairway, get something into the middle, and then throw across.
The nice thing is they do have they had measurements
The distances.
along the lake.
Yeah.
So you could see how far it was if you were close to those.
Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah, this is a permanent install, obviously at the ball golf course.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get that a lot. Permanent. Lots of times when we're playing on golf courses, we're playing temporary courses. Wow, that's a great shot.
Yeah,
getting
that's
it right on the edge.
Pretty much right at the 350 sign, right where Thomas. Right where you want to be to throw across.
You're taking some risk though by putting it that close, but you get the reward.
Max has flipped up a bit, but that is just fine.
That's
right there.
great. A
Yes.
lot safer.
It's not uncommon to see people in that sort of rough area right before the lake and
For sure.
having to throw from those bushes.
Yeah. Yeah. So Austin has about, I don't know, just
400.
under 400 here, throwing a hyzer.
So they didn't paint a line on the water there. Hey, it's just the
water.
The water
Yeah.
itself.
If it's surrounded by water, it's OB.
I like that.
FX2.
That was
Get
a
it flat.
big swing.
I was gonna say you still because
That's a
you're
long
not
way still.
you're not right up against the water. It's still quite a bit of distance, and
Yeah.
obviously, Casey, you got that distance. So.
Yeah.
And you got the hill behind there to check it up too. So if
Yeah.
as long as you don't throw it too high and too hard.
Yeah. Yeah, so Max is just checking all his speed, just throwing the spike hyzer there right out of the basket.
Nice.
That's a beautiful shot.
Was that Doom Bird? Is that what that
It might
is?
have been, yeah. I don't really know
Black
Max's
and blue?
bag good enough.
Thomas,
Just a
He-
putter here.
pretty easy checkup for him.
Yeah, that's
Man. Yeah, being close to the water, you can see how much
easier.
less
it is.
distance that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you wanted to see how to play this hole perfectly, just watch Thomas.
Watch
shots
Thomas there.
'cause
Yeah.
He did it.
See if that stepper's still working.
Yeah.
Not quite.
And he had the height on track there, which is the tough thing in the headwind uphill like that
Yeah.
to get the height right.
Just pulled it a bit.
Solid putt with the tailwind.
Yeah. Yeah, can't be missing those putts when you're trying to chase down Kalen.
Oh, this is a beautiful shot from across the pond.
Yeah, very picturesque hole, this one. And the signature hole on the course, I would say, for sure.
Solid. Not taking that one for granted, Max. You can see he's taking his time.
The one thing about this hole, though, is like you see my drive, as long as you get like down, you're have a good chance at birdie. You don't have to have the perfect drive.
Just keep it in play, keep it
Yeah.
in play, and then make a good upshot.
Yeah.
And one of the interesting things about this hole is that while there were quite a few birdies, this was playing as the hardest hole.
Yeah.
So you see a lot
Really?
of range and scores. You know, you could go OB twice on this hole
Yeah.
pretty easily. If you don't make it across the pond, you
Yeah.
can try again. And
Yeah. I think that's what happens, right? Because I heard of a guy losing like 10 discs in the water.
I was going to say,
Right? He was just tin cupping it, right? He's just like back and back. Just rethrow every time. So,
Callan finished minus 15. So
Yeah.
he closed
15 in a row.
3 pars
Yeah.
and then birdied out.
Pretty
Unheard
nuts.
of.
that's impressive.
Yeah.
And he's young too. He's a
Yeah.
young guy.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of him.
What is he, 16, 17?
He's around there. Yeah.
Another young guy, Austin, in second as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Manitoba boy.
Yeah, young guys showing up. Hole 13, it's a par 3, 440 feet. This one is it's a tight hole. It's fun. You got this. You can have this green and sand trap on the right hand side, and then the basket is behind it. So you gotta kind of make a choice here. 440 feet. You know, you guys probably have that arm, but you know, there's a lot of people that won't. So you know, are you gonna make the decision? Are you gonna go for it? Or are you gonna lay up?
Yeah, there's only about 25 feet here that you need to land in, and then all the boards are OB. And that hole, it actually wraps around the whole side, that whole right side coming down, and then wraps around the basket coming around. And on the left side too is all OB. So it's really, really tight, that landing zone. What you want to try to do is skip off the green, have it check up, and then just land beside the basket.
Yeah, you guys are all experienced players, so you know. I think when most people first play golf courses, you'd expect that a golf green that you're just going to get some fantastic skip.
No.
But I think it shocks most people when they first start out that it's those golf greens, they water them and they are sticky.
Yeah. So Max pulled his quite a bit on that one. And
Same
I get
thing.
very lucky here. Somehow stay in bounds.
Between the green and the
Between
OB?
the green and the,
Wow.
and the OB. Yeah. And this really surprised me. I remember this. Thomas was throwing a forehand here. But he was
Going
throwing
for it or
just a
laying it
layup.
up?
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Which is a smart play, I think. After talking to Thomas about it, I remember we talked down the fairway, and he just thought, is like, you're going to get strokes on people taking a 3 here. And I was like, yeah, I totally agree.
There's probably not going to lose many. Like, how many
This looks
people are you
good.
going to lose a stroke to?
That's really good.
Skip off there.
Wow, that's gorgeous.
See, even with that distance, like those boards saved him.
Got lucky with the boards. This hole is playing as the third hardest hole, so definitely can see the benefit of just going for the par.
Well, we
Yes.
know you're all losing a stroke to Kalen.
Yeah, because he
With-
parked this hole. I remember him talking about it. Yeah. Good upshot by Max there.
Were you guys watching scores at this point and seeing, had any of you seen or talked about the round?
Myself, I never watched scores in first round.
Yeah.
Ooh, Thomas, a little bit of juice on that one and skips OB out the back.
Wow. So
Yeah,
the safe play doesn't pay.
No.
Your landing area, because it's the basket's on that knoll, you kind of got to land it in the right spot.
Yeah, you
otherwise-
got to land it short and then let it skip up.
Yeah.
Austin taking his meter here.
So I wonder for Austin, yeah, he's the American, right? Is this just another A tier for him? You know, like for the other three of you as Canadians, like I think it means something. Like you three are probably thinking about who being a Canadian national champ means something between the other three. But for Austin, what do you think? Just another A tier?
I don't know. I actually never asked him that, but I would assume it was just another A tier.
that's
Obviously,
disappointing.
Americans like coming up and taking.
I think
taking it from
I
us,
think it's
right?
more than that. I think he's, as
Yeah.
an American, you're trying to take the Canadian nationals
for
away
sure.
from a Canadian, right?
Yeah.
Kind of got that chip on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Sexton's talked about it. He's
Yeah.
trash talked Paul Macbeth before about him having the U.S. and the Canadian championship holder at the same time.
Yeah.
So you can see the challenge on this hole. You got 2 pars and 2 bogeys from this featured card. So
Yeah.
We saw all the different strategies there, and none of them worked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Austin even executed the drive. That's got to
Yeah.
be really frustrating.
Yeah, he's had a couple of those ones where it kind of just splashed out on the weak side. So,
I'm curious to see his body language now after that, because that's about as frustrating as for him and Thomas, honestly.
Yeah.
Play it safe and get punished anyway. It's tough.
yeah.
hole 14, it's par 4. Your first shot's you're gonna try to land it right around this area here because this cut's pretty hard to the left, almost a 90-degree turn. And then it kind of gets tight. You really gotta, if you don't make that first shot, you gotta lay up to the opening because this is a challenging approach into this green.
Yeah, OB creek there, and then elevated basket that's really tight. So what they would try to do here is if you throw it too far, being safe, then you have a really scary putt coming back.
Take a look at Casey Hanemayer here as we just watch that Thunder Bay commercial. If you've never been to Thunder Bay, definitely worth checking out, especially for the disc golf because two great courses.
Wow, what a break! That's safe, right?
It was safe. It was never going to be OB.
Can you see the gap from where you are too?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, that was one of the worst shots I've thrown today. That one.
This
This
better.
is what you want to do right here. What Austin's doing. Yeah, perfect shot. Right in the middle. Open up the gap for him.
So Andre is a media guy. Thunder Bay, worth going just to see Thunder Bay. Like from the B-roll you guys got, it looks like a place I want to go.
There are a lot of things you can do there. I think the biggest challenge is a little bit out of the way for most people.
Yeah.
Right. But it is really. I was really surprised. It's kind of like I compare it a little bit to Winnipeg. It's just not one of those places that's on the top of your list.
Right. Yeah.
But if you do have the opportunity to go, it's definitely worth checking out, especially for courses like this one. This is one of the longer courses, and then obviously round 2 coming up. Played in one of the better park courses I think that I've seen. So
yeah,
that shot from Thomas looked
really
pinpoint.
good. Yeah.
So you're taking an extra shot there, but you're getting prime position.
Yeah. So Max is a little farther back here. It actually makes this gap really tight, but he throws a very good shot.
What a hole! This is a great hole. Was this one well received by most of the players?
No, actually, because
Really?
the hole before it, the hole previously, I thought was better. So, and a lot of people said it wasn't as good, but
Well, on film, this looks like a
it looks
really
good.
fun hole. A really nice break from, what you'd expect to see on a golf course.
the wide open stuff, yeah, for sure.
Late tunnel, and like what you mentioned in the preview about if you just try to fire it way over to be safe, then you're leaving some fear.
Yeah,
So looks like you're going to capitalize on your pitch up play.
yeah. After a horrible drive, so Max, this is a tough putt coming back. Oof.
Man, that was a good looking stroke too.
Good thing it stayed up though, safe.
Yep. Thomas looking at the gallery behind there.
Oh. So what happened here actually is he made it onto the other side, as you can see on the
Really?
screen.
Wow.
Yeah, he made it on the other side, so safe across the OB. Austin, good
Would you
putt.
be happy about it? It might not even make a difference, right? Because if he's OB on the short side, he's tapping in. So now
Yeah.
he's got I guess he has a chance to save it.
Yeah.
But,
So I putted out a turn here. I thought Thomas was OB,
right.
and then we were like, oh, and then I walked down. I was like, oh, Thomas is safe on the other side.
did they stroke you?
They did not.
We'll give you a warning
Good
now.
putt
So he
by
does save it.
Thomas.
So it does make a
Yeah,
difference.
it does make
Yeah.
a difference. Yeah.
Okay. Was he even inside the circle?
It
the
was.
other
It's
side?
in the circle there. Yeah.
Okay.
Just a very uphill putt.
Yeah. 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 So good cleanup by Thomas and very good birdie by Austin there to get a stroke on all of us.
That's cool.
very
Look
good
at that Thomas putt there,
Man.
just right over the rim.
This reminds me of some of the Canmore coverage, that hole. The elevation. We're seeing the hills of the Dragon Hills.
Hole 15, it's a par 4, 500 foot. If you got the arm, you're going to try to go for it on the left-hand side here. That's kind of the bailout, and then it's an easy approach into the green here over top of the pond.
Yeah.
If you don't quite have the arm, you're going to be laying up right before the pond.
Yeah, I think everybody on this card is just going to be throwing the bailout area on the left because it's kind of like a couple of the other holes where the risk reward isn't really there to go for the 2 on this one. It's in that tweener area of
I could see a big lefty maybe going after it.
Yeah. But everybody just wants to throw over.
Ooh.
Oh, Austin actually laying up here.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
remember Austin.
I thought
doing
that
this.
was going to skip off the
That's
water.
a great
there.
shot for a layup.
Okay.
And I think the rest of us are just going to be throwing the
Long and
bailout
left.
shot. Yeah.
Yeah. What disc is this?
That's my D1.
D1. Got some flippy to flat.
And yeah, that's really all
great.
I want to do, right out to that side.
And that'll leave you a little pitch forehand in.
Yep.
Yeah, I think even I would prefer that pitch forehand in where your disc is breaking towards the water,
Yeah, then
as
you don't
opposed to
have
what
to-
Austen has, because he's going to have to carry the
Gotta
water and then
carry.
put the brakes on.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so me and Max, very similar spots there.
You and Max have fairly similar games, I guess, eh?
Yeah, yeah. I would say Max throws backhands and forehands farther than I do.
Yeah.
And I would say that your guys' form is very different.
Oh, Thomas.
True. Yeah.
So Thomas got really lucky here,
Wow.
flirting with that.
Driving down the road.
Yeah, but has the best shot out of everybody.
I do that too, buddy. Don't worry.
See, all these holes where there's been a tunnel, a gap, he's pushed that left edge, it seems like.
Yeah. So Austin leaking out a bit to the right here. Gonna have a tester putt.
His distance control was good there,
Yes,
which
very good. Yeah.
was, I think, the hard part of that shot.
Yeah. MD5 for Max, I believe.
That looks great.
Yeah, and I mean, just looking at
good
Max's
shot.
shot compared to Austin's, it does look like that bailout is definitely the way to go.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, if you got the 450 hyzer, I think that is the way to play that hole for sure.
We'll see Casey putting this one pretty close.
Yeah. Yeah, should be a pretty easy 3 every time. The only real hard thing about this hole is the drive. As long as you just get the drive. right.
Half run there, little jump putt.
Yeah, see, where Thomas is there, it's like maybe even better than if you try to throw a backhand and carry it on the angle with the basket.
That's
You're
fine.
going to go long over the top straight and be putting directly back at the water.
Yeah.
So honestly, it's better to be on the left side, even if your idea is going for the 2. I
Yeah.
feel like you'd still rather be left.
It was a great putt from Max. See if Austin can follow that up from a similar distance.
Yeah, good pace.
Just a little bit high.
He just doesn't have it today, Austin. I talked to him after the round, I remember, and he said, yeah, his putting stroke usually doesn't feel like it did. Sneaking that one over the rim.
That was a tough putt Austin had there. Crosswind,
Yeah.
medium distance, so he can't step it to get his hand over the top like
Yeah.
a nose down. So he has to put it hyzer. It's definitely not short enough to punch it flat.
So after Austin gets a stroke on us on the last hole, we get him right back.
Yeah, and Austin just falling a couple strokes behind the group here. But the 3 of you guys are pretty tight here at -6 and -7. So
Tight, yeah.
good battle.
It is. Very good. It was fun playing with all these guys. Good card.
Take another look at Max's stroke here.
Right in the heart.
Really
He's
good
got a
putt.
lot of motion for a short putt there. Usually you see people when they're closer range like that, the stroke gets shorter, but he
saw
keeps the length in his stroke.
You saw the flag moving a little bit, and he looked
Right.
like he had a bit of a headwind, so that could have contributed to that.
Still trying to snap it flat.
Yeah, and obviously you guys are chasing Kalen there, but
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are going to catch him because that's
No.
a fantastic score. But Austin
Red
as
hot.
well, -9, and then Casey, Brian, Andrew, -7, Max, Thomas, Eric, Marshall, Joe, probably a few others at -6 as well. So it's really tight below those top 2 guys. So
A lot of those are names we saw on our Canadian Tour standings too. So
Yeah.
yeah. Battle's on. Hole 16, par 3, 375 feet. That Creek OB doesn't really come into play as much. And then, this one's pretty straightforward. Just get it up here and try to get it in as close to the green as you can. Good look at what you're contending here with some OB inside circle as well.
Yeah, kind of a theme on this course, right? Is like it's open drive and then it pinches in on the green. So this is just kind of pushing hyzer the whole way.
And it is
And this was
kind
a
of
horrible drive from me.
uphill to the basket. So if you could put it into the ground, it's
Oh,
great.
did that stay safe?
That's tight.
Safe in the
oh
corner.
my goodness,
That
corner
was
pocket.
Safe in the corner.
This green kind of looks like a baseball field. I don't know if you noticed that, the way that the circle's painted.
Mm-hmm.
It's really picturesque with the big spruce
So this
trees
is
in the
more
barn.
like it. You got to push that back edge and just land it right beside the basket.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Smooth. Oh, he's even impressed. Look at him.
Yeah, that's a good drive. Thomas trying to follow suit here. And looks like he does.
Not quite as perfect of angle control as Max. Max has got up to flat there and then held. But still putting.
Austen up next.
Oh, that's a good swing.
And that looks very good.
Is it long enough?
A little short.
Just a little.
Couple tester putts, 3 testers, and Max is pretty much a tap in. Look at that. Hanging on the edge.
Wow. We're going flag to flag. Is that right?
Flag to flag.
I'm going to call it out.
I'll take it. After that rad drive, I'll take
Well, Thomas is moving the flag around just to make sure. This is
Would be nice
makeable.
to get this. Yeah.
This is one of the more attackable baskets we've seen. Like
I
this
was
is,
actually scared of the OB behind myself.
okay.
So I left it short.
Just didn't get it high enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you can give it the height because it'll run at a speed.
Thomas, same thing.
Same thing.
See if
Just
Austin
hard to
Austin-
commit to those ones with that OB.
See if Austin can correct here. Give it height.
I like his chances.
Yep.
Oh,
That
smooth.
step putt again coming through clutch.
Yeah.
May not have that circle 1 putt going, but his step putt is looking pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
34 footers are on point.
Yeah.
Oh, the big breath
Max
there.
was
That's
just gonna
nice.
tap it.
Yeah, what a good drive from Max. That's exactly what you want at this point in the round.
So,
Man, I can just everything Austin's going through. I can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
That sigh of relief.
got to have a little bar in the last couple holes. Keep your energy up.
And he's missed a couple tough ones.
Yeah.
Casey, you probably can't relate, but as a guy, I'm a scientist of missed putts.
Missed putt.
So I can understand every miss he's had makes perfect sense to me. Like you can see how it would come. Might not make sense to you because you've maybe missed that one putt the one time, but
Yeah, when I do miss putts, it pisses me off just the same
Man.
as everybody.
what a drive from
That
Max.
drive from Max was perfect.
Angles.
Hole 17, par 3, 290 feet. This one, it's a challenging hole. It's only 290 feet, but you have this island that you have to hit. And
It's tough.
It is tough because it's a tighter than its circle 1.
Yeah.
And you have to make it over top of these barriers because if you try to skip it in, there's a chance you're going to hit the barriers, stay out of bounds.
Yeah, this was a change that I really disliked from the other tournament I was here, but I understand it because the stroke separation on this hole for this tournament. Yeah, so pretty much all of us are just going to be trying to throw like a little slight hyzer with a slow disc here, and Max just doesn't look like he gave it enough.
Oh my
So you go straight to a drop zone across the cart path there that you can see on the right, and then you're putting back at it.
These boards look like they've been roughed up from everybody that played in front of you.
Yep.
Maybe Kalen busted through the front wall there on the
This looks good. Good height.
running at a speed.
Oh, almost.
That's the way to
was
play it.
tight.
Yeah.
I don't think you can trust these boards.
No.
Like you definitely can't trust getting through them, but
No.
then you also can't trust them to stop you on the backside.
So I threw this one absolutely perfect. Did a good
Gonna
shot.
hit it. Oof.
That is a fantastic shot.
That legit is what I wanted to do the whole time. and
dug
I
in really
executed it. Yeah. That's that A2 edge, right? Just digs in.
No glide.
Yeah.
Yeah, out of your hand, it looked like it was going to go way too far, but
Thomas, a
Tom's
little
taking
deep.
taking a wider and,
Yeah.
and deeper approach here, but
But that is the safe part of that green, right?
yeah.
Most space, just get it to the back and it'll
the
most
longest putt you can have.
likely stay in.
Well,
That's
I
the
guess
only
other
way
than
you'll
this-
get a 3 on this hole.
Yeah, unless Max can this.
Good run.
Wow, that's a good stroke. I see Max's stroke looks pretty similar from long range like that. Like he still dips it to the same spot.
Mm-hmm. Thomas,
Wow.
what
Great
a
putt.
putt.
Right in the
Such a
heart,
good putt.
low center.
Yeah, perfect putt.
I feel like when he's putting well, he hits them like lower like that.
Yeah, he's jamming putts if he's doing that. Ooh, see, Austin weak side again, but hangs on.
That's a good catch.
Yeah, and that's
Seen a
that
few of
mid-range putt that he's been struggling with.
Yeah. Yeah, these Prodigy baskets don't like those weak side putts when they're coming in slow. You kind of got to jam them on these baskets. They're more likely to catch if you jam them. Max with the only bogey. That's the danger on this hole, right? It's either a birdie or a bogey, most likely. So that's the stroke separation here.
I keep thinking of these last 2 holes, just that Kalen birdied all of these.
Yeah.
All of them.
Everyone. Yeah.
There's a lot of birdies here that are not easy to get.
No.
He just got them all. And then knowing that he missed the first 3, and those are maybe the 3 easiest holes we saw.
Yeah. Yeah.
Certainly 3 of the 5 easiest.
Yeah. Definitely. No, he was on a heater.
You guys should have let him go back and replay those first 3.
Hole 18, it's a par 4, 630 feet. This is a great finishing hole in my opinion. You kind of got this Mando on the right-hand side here with the drop zone that we just flew over. And then you kind of put it into the field. And the ideal shot is to take what the drone is flying here. But if you pull it out to the left, there is a back door opening. But then you got to get it over this pond into this green, which is
Another tight green.
island.
Yeah, so everything is OB. Pond's OB, all long grass is OB. It kind of changes it up on this hole. Yeah, pretty much the fairway is the only thing that's safe. All the long grass that coming up to the basket is OB. So Austen here, you see him going wide. He's going to have very pinched off shot because he didn't get far enough to go to the back door. So I think he's probably just going to be playing a layup here.
He's leaning on that overstable disc there.
So mine flipped up too much, and I'm going to be kind of in the same area as Austen there. Might have.
Are you trying to get
something.
more distance or just more right?
I got to get more right than that. Yeah.
Oh, Thomas lined up the roller. That seems like a good idea. If you need distance and far right.
Yeah. The roller is the play if you got it. And from what I remember, Thomas executes this pretty much perfectly.
Flipping a little early for max distance, but maybe not for prime
That's
placement.
Perfect placement, though.
Yeah. Max, we'll maybe we'll get to see this forehand power. Max, the snap he gets on the forehand with how smooth it is. It's not a violent motion, but he gets so much spin.
Yeah. That's kind of the same
Also
area
too
as
flat?
we're going. Yeah, it's a little too straight. You got to get over
He's a
more.
little better than you guys there, though, it looks like.
Yeah.
We almost don't want to be tight to those trees either because
Yeah,
you can get pinched.
Exactly. So I think that's what happened here is Max pushed too far.
So he's got to go under
pinched.
them or something?
Yeah. So Austen actually has a better line here because he's back. And he puts it in
That's
there.
a
Perfect.
great
That's
shot.
A very, very difficult shot from what he just did.
So this is a preview. Right, this is where this tournament's going to finish up, right?
Yeah.
On our final round. So
Yeah.
this is where we'll see a Canadian national champion crowned is on this hole.
And this was not a good shot. Way too short the whole time.
Not by much.
Yeah.
He almost snuck one into the corner pocket again.
Yeah.
Couple feet higher, and that probably would have been safe.
Thomas with the best line to the basket here. Easy hyzer.
Asking for it to sit. Doesn't
shot.
want it to go OB. It looks like he stays up. It checks up, and he'll have a putt.
There's our TD.
Oz.
Yeah, so you can see Max is pinched here, and it looks
gonna
like
go the
he's going
forehand?
the forehand over OB the whole way.
This green does not look like it wants to catch
And
a
he
forehand
just-
as good either.
He just pulled that way too straight and never made it back in bounds.
It's unfortunate.
Drop
now.
zone?
Straight to drop zone, yeah.
Okay.
Makeable drop zone. Just didn't even give it a chance there.
Is this sign in your way
No,
to
it's
swing
not
at
in
all?
your way at all.
Well, it sure does look like it.
Yeah. Just from the angle.
Camera angles.
Yeah. So hopefully Max gives it a better run here.
A
Both
little
of us.
better.
See if Thomas can get a birdie here.
Good putt.
That's a great
Good
putt.
finish.
Back foot on the wall. Oz shaking his head, telling that kid how good he is.
Yeah.
Saying, kid,
Yeah.
you got to learn to putt like that someday.
So me and Max gonna clean up our bogeys, and then
Just really unfortunate because you guys were probably in a spot where you could have been on lead
Yep.
card for round 2.
Yep. Both
But-
of us dropped off lead card with that bogey.
Yeah. Very unfortunate. Max, unfortunately, dropping to -5 with with his little gaff on hole 17 as well. So
And Austen, I think he got on lead card, right? Because he birdied that one, I'm pretty sure.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I can't remember. We'll see right
Take
now.
a look at the scoreboard here. You see the camaraderie. Obviously, you
Nucks
guys
again.
had a great round. Those are 4. I had a blast filming you guys. So 4 of the top players here.
See that force over on the roller Thomas did there? His huck face.
Yeah, that's you
Very
see that?
unique.
Very unique and very very Thomas. As we look at our final leaderboard here,
Oh,
Kalen, Austen, Thomas Gilbert sneaking onto that board. Then we had a tie: Brian, Casey, Andrew, Austen. All at minus
Brian
7.
kicked me off. That's right.
Yeah, Brian kicked you off, and obviously that goes by PGA low number as well. So,
Yeah.
and then rounding out our leaderboard is Marshall, Joe, and Eric, all showing up with minus 6. I think it's interesting because for as long as this course looks, it is attackable. It is scoreable.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are some good numbers that you can put up,
For sure.
obviously.
Yeah.
If you want to see round 2 coverage, go check that out. We're gonna be back with that right away.
Become a
Pro.
Patreon.
Do it.
Later.
Peace.